coconuts, it is me again, your girl Princess Cat, and today we have gotten a community request to discuss Hero CP, and this kind of goes into, I'm going to do two different videos on this. So this first video in particular is going to talk about Hero CP, the hero attack, defense, and HP in terms of hunting monsters. And then my next video is going to be with it in terms of your PvP. So I want to thank VVIP for helping me out a little bit on this. My fiancés, Moose and AJ. AJ talks to me more. I appreciate him so much, but Moose calls me his lady. So we are engaged. That's just how that's going to be. But I want to thank them for being able to straighten some things out for me or confirm some things, because y'all, I know a lot of you have VVIP and you're afraid to message into them. Don't do that. That's what the service is for. And they are extremely helpful. There's been several times where if they in particular cannot get back to me with the correct answers, then they go ahead and get them any way that they can through the developers and then hit me back up a day or two later. So I extremely appreciate our VVIP. So there are two modes for your hero CP, and that's going to be for your monsters and for PvP. And your hero CP is based off of three main stats, and that's going to be your hero attack, your hero defense, and your hero HP, which we can find in the find the base of those heroes in the Elite's Hero Guide on our website at www.ironthroneelite.com. Sin did a wonderful article for this, and there are all the way down at the bottom, which I will link in the comments or in the information box below this. All the way at the bottom of that article is going to be three different graphs, and that's going to be the base CP stats for just your everyday hero, and then your base stats at your hero at level 60, and then your stats for your hero at your +5 grade. Obviously, the better the grade and the better the level, the better your base stats are going to be. Just in general, your latest heroes, your paid for heroes, are going to have better stats than the free heroes that the game starts you off with initially. Much like in PvP, the stats, you're going to have a base hero attack and a base defense and a base HP number stat. That number is then applied to a hero attack percent or hero defense percent, HP percent, etc. There are other stats that are adding into this hero CP, if appropriate, like your monster attack is going to add into your hero attack stat, your raid damage is going to apply to your hero attack stat, etc. Now, if we come out into the world screen and I go to attack a monster, we're going to see that my hero CP doesn't quite match what the breakdown of attack and defense and HP is under it. As we can see, my HP is actually much larger than even my hunting CP. There's a couple reasons for this. One, as a player, we cannot actually break down how they configure this hero CP number. That is proprietary to the game. There are other things that add into it. For example, even if I add a monster or a bravery rune that's going to add into my hero attack, I'm not going to see my HP go up by that exact amount. There are other parts of that formula in there that are going to apply and differentiate depending on what you're using this CP for. So HP and defense in particular are not very important when it comes to monster hunting and raid boss. They are still calculated into the formula, so using a gear that has this stat is going to be more helpful than not using any gear at all. However, your attack is going to be much more important. There's a couple reasons for this. One, you'll notice that if you use any of the monster temporary boost, which you can find in your VIP shop, in your Alliance shop, or just in your regular gold shop, those are only going to apply towards your attack stat. So you'll be getting a 25 or 20 to 35% boost, depending on which stat you use, based off of your attack 8% in base stat. You'll also may notice that if you have two heroes and one has a lower CP than the other, but the lower CP has a higher attack stat, that hero may be able to hit a monster that the other one can't successfully, even though it has technically a lower CP. And that's because it has a higher attack stat. And we could see that in this example here. So even though the one that had the lower CP stat had a higher attack stat, and that is why it was able to successfully hit the monster versus the other one that had a higher CP stat but a lower attack stat. There are other things that go into this CP number too. For example, your set bonuses and whatnot may not apply towards the hunting CP, which is why, again, you'll see your general HP number much, much higher than you would in your actual hunting CP stat. And this also applies with raid. Again, the HP and the defense, I used to say that just the hunting attack only mattered, and I mean, technically that's not true, because again, if you hunt naked versus putting on some gear, you're going to get better stats with the gear, so that hunting HP will make a little bit of difference, or your HP CP will make a difference, but not as dire or not as great as your hunting attack stat. And that is also why you may see people using the Hunter's Mark sets. If you hear that bird, I am social distancing outside in the sun today, so there are birds and wildlife around me. Anyhow, as we go back to the hunting dudes here, these are my raid dudes. You can see they're all wearing the Hunter's Mark set, and that is going to give a 300% bonus or higher depending on how you have it enhanced. The reason why you want to use that over your traditional gear is because each pieces are going to give that 300% or higher bonus. And your traditional gear pieces don't have attack stats that are going to be found on the helm or on the body. However, most of your gear pieces, when we look at the Hunter's Mark set, we're going to see, again, it's going to give a 300% bonus damage to Ifrit, Death Lord, or Death Knight, but it offers no actual attack stat other than that small 2%. But when we look at the weapons, your traditional weapons, we're going to see that it offers a hero base attack. In this case, it's of 7,750. Now, the reason why this is much more important than that 300% stat is, again, it's understanding that formula the best that we can. That base stat, that base number, is going to be what's multiplied against the percentage stat, so the attack percent. Increasing that base number is going to increase the end result of that attack pool, or how powerful you can be. So the base number, adding in your actual PvP weapons, will yield you a far better result when hunting a raid boss or a monster than using the Hunter's Mark sets. So any of these can also be enhanced by multiple things. Pets are going to be one of them. The tiger, especially when it comes to raid boss in particular, is going to help because it not only enhances your base attack, but it also gives you additional damage in raid. For regular monster hunting, the ice troll does really well as well. It enhances all 3 areas and can be really helpful in getting those higher level monsters. Also, runes. Now, for raid, I have my raid boss runes on here, but you will see that there is a bravery rune that will up your hero attack. That's a battle rune of bravery. I have it enhanced +3, and it will add to that base number. Those can be helpful when hunting, again, those higher level monsters. Obviously, the higher level of hero and the better grade of hero, that's going to add into helping out as well. And then also your Lord skills. So we're going to come in here, we're going to take a look at my monster hunting Lord skills. I don't know why I'm actually activating it. I don't have to do that to show you guys. But anything that's going to up your monster hunt attack. Oh, that was a wasp that almost came in here. I'm going to die. Anyhow, monster hunt attack, hero attack, and of course the raid attack is what I focused on at first, because that's what I was going to be using. Raid damage was my priority when I started this. So aside from, of course, upping up, which we've talked about in other videos, increasing your AP and your AP regen, and that's all important. But when we're talking about actual stats improvement, the additional damage to raid, the hero attack bonuses, and the monster hunt bonuses are what's going to help you get a stronger attack. And then I start filling in the hero defense and the hero HP stats, just because they do add a small percentage in your basic attack, or in your basic CP, I should say. And then I start filling in the hunt march speeds, try to make me faster. So that is about it. I think that's all I have to say on the monster hunting portion. Again, our next video is going to be on the PvP part of the hero attack, hero defense, and the hero HP. So we'll be understanding how that all correlates into your face-off. Face-off. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments or just say hi. I love seeing you guys, especially the ones that just return and always say hi and pop up, and I love being able to chat with you guys. If I've missed anything, if you have anything you want to add to it, feel free to do that. Sharing is caring. And then, of course, like, subscribe, and check out our website at www.ironthroneelite.com. I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy, and keep logging into the game. That we have an awesome anniversary event that's going on right now that's going to be happening through May, and the devs are giving away a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if you guys have realized. If you guys haven't been actively playing, I know I have a couple people that like to watch the videos, but they aren't really actively playing right now. Now is a great time to come by. You are getting thousands of these level 40 chests of gear, and they're just going to be giving away more and more stuff as the month starts to progress. So it doesn't end here. It's going to go on all through the next month. So make sure that you are logging in, that you are checking these events, and that you are getting all these benefits, because it's all basically free. So I will chat with you guys next time. Oh, I already said my catchphrase. Now it's going to be redundant if I say, well, oh well. Until next time.